Got a freshly planted grow bed, lots of seeds, probably harder to see all the seeds. There's one there, little jiffy starters. They're all through the grow bed, all over the place, in between some of the seedlings that are lying around. And this isn't a very large greenhouse, so minimal climbers, they can only go so high. We had a really hot day last week, or a few of them, 45 degrees, and this greenhouse, you can see the temperatures now are absolutely beautiful. That's around what I want. But last week we had a shocker, so I'm glad that I didn't have too many plants in this kind of thing, because 23, 24 in the greenhouse next to it. So this greenhouse is 23.7. The greenhouse next to it's 23.9, so a little bit warmer, but we had the 45 degree day, and the greenhouse next door, a lot more water in that one, as it's got kind of a stationary raft setup, went to 68 degrees. This one was sitting at 58, so pretty shocking. So we've got a job at installing solar, running a lot more solar panels. A few up there, you can kind of see them all over the roof. We've got to get a bit of air movement, a bit more air movement than last minute ripping holes through greenhouses because of the heat, just to get rid of some of it. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think this system is cycled. It's been going for about 2 weeks on its own accord. A bit of fish emulsion originally, just to give the plants green and healthy, and they're all looking pretty happy. No dramas there. And pissing in it occasionally, pissing in the sump. I know it sounds pretty gross, but a good source of ammonia. I usually try to do that in the morning before a few beers have gone down, just to make sure it's kind of clean. And urine's sterile anyway, so it's not actually as gross as you think. It doesn't smell very good, but that's all the proteins in it, but pretty much sterile. So in this greenhouse, you can see basic filtering going on. 25mm inlet coming in from the top of one of the tanks, and the 40mm coming into this little thing. I'll just lean over and get you in there a bit. As you can see, basically a cereal container. The lid was excellent because the 40mm fit perfectly into the top of that lid, and it had its own O-ring in it, so I didn't have to use silicone or do anything. Bottom, put a bit of fish-safe silicone in it. But as you can see, the water comes in here, goes through all the bio balls. There's actually a filter mat that is going on the top, but I've still got to cut that down for it. So the top will have about an inch thick filter mat, fish filter, and then the rest of it just bio balls, and it's just doing its job of getting rid of all the heavy solids. So the pipe that comes in to this tank has about an inch of movement. I can push it up and down a little bit. So it's very easy to undo the snap lock container, lift the pipe up for a sec, clean the balls out, clean the bottom of the tank out. So just a U-boot way of getting heavy solids and other crap, occasional dead fish even maybe sucked up through there. It keeps the system a lot cleaner than just dumping heavy waste straight into the beds. I don't really want them clogged up with that kind of stuff, and sorts of insects and bugs and things like that. I don't really need it in the system. The fish do the job well enough. I don't need all that kind of thing. So yeah, just a quick little look at little filter. Pretty simple stuff. $6 container. Like I said, came with an O-ring that was actually like 40mm at the top. So that 40mm screw coupling on the end of the pipe just sits perfectly in it. No dramas. Bit of silicone onto a screw coupling, and the female-male screw coupling, bit of silicone. As you can see, she just bubbles away, keeping everything nice and clean. So total cost is about $10, something like that. Size is enough for this kind of system, and yeah, easy to do. Anyone can knock one out in no time. Yeah.